And now in the last video, I'm going to show you how to create a resource in the Azure portal and how to share data from the Azure blob storage with the other user using the address mail, and how to accept this invitation, and then how we can see all the dataset that is shared with the user.
I'm in my Azure portal, and then I'm going to create the Azure Data Share for that allow me to share data. I have a resource group that is named dev, and then in this resource group I'm going to create a resource that is named data share. And then I have found my resource that is mentioned that the Azure Data Share is a cloud-based services which helps customer to share data with or other organization. It provides a centralized management, monitor, and a governance data sharing for a multiple Azure data resource. So I'm going to create my resource. I'm going to use my subscription, my resource group dev, and the location for my case is Europe North, and the name is, for example, data share test demo. Tag, I don't want to create a tag, and then I'm going to create my resource. Waiting a little bit. I can download a template for automation. Because in the Azure I can import a resource using ARM template. And then I'm going to create my resource. So next I have two options. The first option is to start sharing data, and the other option is to receive shares data. So in our case, that we are going to share data with other user, and this one to receive data from the other user. So we are going to start. Here we are going to find all the shared data, because I just create my resource. So for this case, I don't found any element. So I'm I'm going to create a share name data. Data1, for example, is a snapshot or in place shared data. As we see with the Azure blob storage, we can share only for a snapshot data. So description here and continue database dataset shares data. So in my case, I'm going to share a blob storage data. And also we have the Gen 1 and Gen 2 data lake storage, and like we see in the previous video, that we can share data either Synapse Analytics, formerly is known as the SQL Data Warehouse, or Synapse Analytics Workspace, or Azure SQL Database. So next, you should mention here the subscription who is your blob storage is created. So I have this one is in the resource group formation, and next, for example, I'm going to share container E and container B. Next, I can rename the data, that when I share my data with the user, they can find this name who I can put here. Add the dataset. The next step, I'm going to add a recipient. As you see here, we can add another dataset. For this demo, I'm going to add a recipient and then add or delete or update all expiration for all. For my case, I'm going to use my default address mail that I use it here for my subscription, and then I can share expiration with expiration date. I'm gonna put per default is the 2 November at the midnight, and then I can add the other recipient address mail, but for my case I'm going to use only this one. And then for the snapshot settings, I can add a scheduler snapshot that if I know my dataset is going to update for example at the start of the day, I can create a scheduler that update the dataset container sharing with the user. I'm gonna put the per default configuration and then continue and create. So I have my data I created. I can create another data set share. Is created by my account, is created right now. So I'm going to go to my email address. I have received a mail from Microsoft that tell me you are invited to access. I'm going to accept the invitation, view the invitation, and then I'm going to authenticate with my account, my dashboard, data share invitation, get verification code, verify, and in my address here resend is sent to my. I'm going to pick this code and then go here up and verify. Maybe this one. Good. So now I'm going to access to the data share invitation. I have my data invitation. As I said in the previous video, to show your data, you should have the Azure subscription. I have chosen my subscription and the data share account and the received share name and accept the configuration, and then I have my dataset. If I go back to my resource, found my dataset that is shared from the other account.